I have a Honda CRF 300L, and the tires that they gave me were really crappy. They were kind of like enduro tires, and they're not knobbies like this, but they were just not that good of tires. So I had to replace those stock manufactured tires. They're pretty crappy, and the front one's not that good either, and the back one. So this Kawasaki has nice tires, nice dirt tires for the bike. And it's not LTO'd, it's not registered for the street. So you have to just be careful if you ride the bike on the street. You have to make sure that nobody sees you or pulls you over. A lot of people put the bikes in their trucks and take it someplace. I drive the bikes to riding, so it's cool. It's just, if you see somebody like a police or something, stay away, stay away. But I'm gonna go ahead and manufacture some things on the bike to make it look more street legal than what it is. But I'm really satisfied with this bike. I'm just going to do some minor modifications, you know, just kind of spice it up a little bit. And I'm a little bit heavier guy, so I kind of need that to get me through the rough areas. But I think by putting that 12-tooth sprocket in the front on there, I think that's going to give me lots of torque. Not speed, but it's going to give me lots of torque with that new pipe, the FMF. It should really rip. So that thing's going to have lots of power. And I'm trying that 30 mm carb, and really you should try the 28. That's what's kind of recommended. But I'm going a little bit bigger on the carb, which means there's going to be a little bit more fuel flow, and maybe the fuel will go a little faster, but also the speed might be a little better, more power. So with that pipe, with that carb, it should do really well. I'm not going to touch the engine. I kind of have a thing where I don't like touching the engine of a stock motorcycle. Why? Because the manufacturer puts it together really well, and if you touch and break open that engine, lots of bad things can happen. So I make it a point not to really tear into the engine unless it's really needed. And a brand new bike will last for a long time, and it's not really needed. My first Kawasaki. I love this bike. It's just so much fun. It's a little play bike, and it's like a little toy. It's kind of small. They built those frames kind of small, when then they have a high ground clearance and a big 21-inch front tire and a nice 18-inch back tire with that ground clearance. Makes a beautiful dirt bike, and it's light and it's small. So when I go in the mountains and the jungle, you know, if it falls or if I get in a bad situation, the bike's light. And it's like a little toy compared to my Husqvarna or my CRF. And this bike is fun and it's nice, because when you ride in this extreme areas like the jungle and stuff, you don't need to go fast. You know, you don't need to be a speed demon. You need to be careful, you need to be precise, and you need to make sure you don't crash. And, you know, there's lots of people who have accidents and that get hurt really bad. So we try to avoid that one. But this Kawasaki is pretty cool, and really happy. It's my first Kawasaki, like I mentioned, and it's a little jewel, and I like this thing, and I'm happy I got it. And I watched lots of YouTube videos, like I mentioned, and I'm just really glad that I was able to pick this thing up. I bought it brand new. I kind of wanted to get brand new and not get somebody's secondhand stuff, because you don't know what they did. So now I know what I did on this bike. And it's a beautiful bike, and I'm gonna modify it.